Hi there, Tad Argrave from Marketing for Hippies, and here to talk about what topic of conversation. This is the topic today. There are a lot of ways that we can sort of hone in on who our ideal clients are. We can look at the demographics, the psychographics. We can look at the scenes that they're a part of, the books they read. All these things are interesting, and here's another one that I find interesting. And this is the exercise. You get a blank piece of paper and either you write or you type. What are the kinds of conversations that your ideal clients love to have? Another way to ask this, since there's often a very direct connection here, is what are the kind of conversations you love to have? What are the topics you bring up all the time? Imagine you got locked into a cafe with a bunch of your favorite people. What are the things you would talk about to pass the time? That would you maybe when they unlock it, you say, no, we're still going. Yeah, what are the topics of conversation? What are the subject matters that you gravitate to, that your people gravitate to, that you can't stop talking about? Maybe you're all into conspiracy theory. Maybe you're all into food choices and the environmental impact of our food choices. Maybe you want to talk about tourism and how this affects communities. Maybe you want to talk about the differences between the political left and right, and you're trying to sort that out, etc. You know, there's so many conversations that you can have, so many topics. And, you know, imagine there was a conference and it said, hey, in this conference, we're going to be exploring this topic or this question. No answers provided, just a lot of rich debate and discussion. What's the one you'd want to go to? What's the one your people would be most interested in? I think about Marshall Rosenberg, a Jewish man who, when he was a child, he grew up in the I believe it was the Philadelphia race riots, and he saw very clearly that the color of people's skin, or their last name, in his case Rosenberg, was enough for people to decide that they wanted to hate you. And he just got so curious, like, why do people get violent? How does it get to that point? And that's what the work of nonviolent communication came out of. So this is connected often to, our deepest wound is often a doorway to our truest niche. It's often, there's a connection here. But because we go through these things, there are certain topics we just have to talk about. We can't not talk about them. Now, what are they for you? What are they for your clients? This is really worth setting a timer for 15 minutes, making yourself a pot of tea, or half an hour. Just sit there and think about it. And you could even, if you want to know, you could ask your friends, what are the topics I always bring up? Where do I always steer conversation? Because you do, and they notice. You can ask that. You could also ask your clients directly. Yeah, another way to look at this is, what are you fascinated by these days? It's a great question. It's a great conversational question to ask people. What are you fascinated by these days? People always have fascinating answers. So you can think about that with your clients. What are they most interested in, fascinated by? What has their attention? And therefore they want to talk about it. Anyways, there's some really juicy stuff that can come out of this. You can add this to your ideal client description. Hey, you gravitate towards conversations about XYZ. Sometimes this is headline material itself. This can be the subject of an offering that you do. It's about this topic. This could be a theme that you explore on your social media, something you post about often. I think you see where this can go. It's pretty rich. So there you go. Hopefully that's helpful. Thanks to everyone who subscribes to my channel. I'm so grateful. And everyone who shares these videos, even more grateful still. Marketingforhippies.com is my website. You can find me on Instagram @marketingforhippies.